When watching TV or the movies, it's something we take for granted. Smooth, steady shots that somehow move quickly across the floor without any bumps or a sense of vertigo. You can thank Garrett Brown. His groundbreaking invention, the Steadicam, gives camera operators a steady hand when giving you shots like these. We met him about 5 years ago on assignment for Sunday Morning in the throes of retirement. But now he's back with a new invention, hoping to rock a new wave of mobility for those who don't have it.
Does this ever get old?
No, it's fantastic. I love it up here.
When we caught up with Garrett Brown 5 years ago,
Let's go.
Are you doing it? You really doing it?
we literally had to catch our breath. Racing the same steps made famous in the Oscar-winning film Rocky.
We just added it up. That was the 4th time I've run up the stairs in earnest. Rocky, Rocky 2, Rocky 5, and with you.
Michelle Miller for CBS.
A contender.
What made Brown a contender back in 1974 was what he gave cinematographers, a lightweight handheld stabilizer that allowed them to move with the action seamlessly. Before, cameras used dollies on rails to shoot movement. After, his creation revolutionized Hollywood movie making. Who could forget this scene from The Shining? Or this chase in The Return of the Jedi? Now standard issue, the Steadicam has evolved beyond film. There's the Sky Cam, the Fly Cam, the Dive Cam.
It's a human-machine interface, which is something that is enduringly interesting to me. And as a matter of fact, this present item is a human-machine interface.
And the Philadelphia native is at it again. This time to help people with disabilities move in real time.
May I?
Yes.
This is seated. And this is standing. And it made the move for me, you know?
He calls his latest invention the zine.
What is it that we need? We need a comfortable chair. We need to not have to ditch that chair to get moving. But hey, let's get to your feet without the whine of motors and slow, you know, let's get to your feet like a kid.
Named after the inventor of the pedalless bicycle, Baron von Drees, users maneuver it in much the same way riders did back then. The 80-year-old came up with the idea a decade ago while visiting his then 97-year-old dad in care facilities.
I was watching his pals, and something big seemed to me missing between walkers and wheelchairs. Once you consign yourself to a wheelchair, your feet are not on the ground. Particularly, you're not upright. Being upright is great for your cardiac, your bone density, your limbic system, your digestive system, and it's particularly valuable for your psychological well-being. To be up among your fellow humans is one of the things we hear most often that they love about this machine.
That's when the former folk singer and voiceover actor got to work.
These are your handlebars.
Okay.
Just push them forward.
Oh, you just push it. Oh, okay.
Now you've got seat belts on either side. Squeeze these and drop all the way down to a seated position
Okay.
and let go. Boom. Now
It took about a decade of inventing and tinkering
make the rear spin around you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
There we
that's it.
go.
for Brown and a small team of engineers to get the machine just right.
Come on.
I'm coming.
Come on.
I'm coming. This is really agile.
It is.
It maneuvers well.
It is. You can move, you know, in any direction.
You had a
front,
lot of
wheel, sideways.
practice.
Well, yeah, of course.
Starting with prototypes.
This is our history of
Oh,
where
my.
this came from.
Was this the first one?
I took an old walker and had this saddle welded onto it just to see what's this feel like, you know?
Wow.
Some that look rather ridiculous to him now.
You have to be willing to look fairly goofy and silly when you're testing prototypes for machines that work with humans.
Good, keep going. I'm just gonna let you go past me.
He began marketing them at healthcare conventions, AARP conferences, anywhere he could reach people with limited mobility.
It's amazing!
To date, he's produced about 100 zines.
We'll head inside. We'll get you all set up with your new zine.
Awesome.
Sound good?
It's already attracting customers like Anami Fatal, who relied mostly on her powered wheelchair and rollator.
With the rollator, there's absolutely no support. All of my energy when I use that requires me to focus on not falling, which is why I can't even use a rollator without assistance.
Start bending your knees, sending your hips backwards, just sitting yourself down.
Yep.
There you go. All the way down.
On the day of our visit, she tried out her new zine.
Not being able to do a sit to stand yourself like that, it gives you back something that you lost, that you miss every day.
Yep. So there you go. It's following you around.
The instant that we give you
So
this
that's your
A,
best way to
degree of freedom, and B, autonomy, and that's an important word with this. When you're in it and you're safe, you're on your own.
It's become almost a higher calling, made even more evident last fall when Brown traveled to Rome to make a special delivery.
How did that happen?
I was looking at a video report of Pope Francis struggling with mobility. I thought he could use one of these things.
The letter he wrote must have been convincing.
Because it went around the Vatican and we were vetted. And didn't we get back a wonderful letter saying, yes, we accept, thank you very much. And we heard later it's in his apartment. So this story is unfolding.
No official sighting.
No official sighting. But, you know, if it's useful to Pope Francis, that would be really, really satisfying. Now drop yourself down to any height you care to.
Brown is hoping to get word out to anyone who can benefit from the zine, that like his most famous invention, this new one is here to help.
Inventing is what we do for a good life. I mean, inventing a life is imagining what you want, that is to say, what's missing, and what do you have to do to get there.
So just like the woman who was dancing with her son at his wedding, there are 29 million Americans who have mobility issues. And it is, you know, Garrett's hope that he can help, you know, break into that market to help as many people as he can.
Amazing.
Freedom and autonomy.
Yeah.